What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today we have Bitcoin uh, attempting to go up to $60,000 and possibly finally retest this area of support here. And we have stocks moving higher with the S&P at 561 and the Qs reclaiming their trend line at 474. So that makes the S&P and Nasdaq jump for the fourth straight day as tech leads stocks higher. And today I want to discuss some stocks that we can take a look at, such as Tesla potentially breaking out of this wedge formation and possibly moving up for the gap fill to 260. We also have gold making new all-time highs. And so today we'll discuss commodities, stocks, and stick around because I've got some great stocks for you guys that could uh, outperform the markets quite significantly. And then we will get into crypto. I've got some crypto altcoins that may do very well and are breaking key trends right now and look like they want to move higher. So if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. Be sure to hit the like button and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. And let's get into the video. All right, guys, it is Friday. Like I said, happy Friday to you all out there. I hope you all have a great weekend coming up. But first, we just got to get through this day. So first off, I wanted to start off here with gold breaking to new all-time highs, sitting at 25.83. And as we have long mentioned on this channel, we thought we would be going to 2,600 and possibly $3,000 an ounce for gold. And gold continues to move higher. We also have silver moving higher, and it looks like silver just broke out of this inverse head and shoulders pattern that we have playing out here. So we looks like silver may go to $34 an ounce. That's something we have said here for a while now on this channel. And you can see here, this was originally the line that I had between $33 and $34 an ounce when we broke past this area of resistance, which flipped into support. And now I have updated this chart with this inverse head and shoulders pattern, and we can take a measurement from the head to the neckline to get our target on that breakout, which puts us right around $34 an ounce for silver. So it looks like silver wants to move higher, and of course that is good for the miners. And we also have copper moving up, which is good for the miners as well. And this is the Copper Miner Junior ETF, COPJ, sitting at 2112. And so it looks like some of these miners are doing really well. We can just take a little measurement here to see, and we can see that in the past 3 days, some of these miners have done around 7-8%. So that's pretty impressive returns in just a few days. And it looks like copper does want to break out of these levels and possibly move higher, but that will probably take some time as we do reclaim that key area. And a couple other stocks I want to take a look at. Today is Degen Friday, so on Fridays I try to bring some of these higher risk stocks and cryptocurrencies that could potentially do very well in the short term as well as the medium term, that is over the next 6 to 12 months. So as long as the stock market continues to go up and Bitcoin continues to go up, then these stocks and cryptos should do very well. And the first one is the crypto miner Mara, M-A-R-A, sitting at 1627. And I zoomed out here a little bit on this chart because I just want to show you this is on the daily. You can see here since the low, we have been putting in a series of higher lows, and we just got the third touch on this trend line. So it looks like things are potentially heating up for some of these stocks and cryptos. A lot of these have been beaten down quite significantly since earlier this year. Um, so if we just take a measurement from the top down to the bottom, this stock is down nearly 62%. And so I do think this stock does go much higher. Could it pull back here in the coming days? Yes. But I do think as long as we continue to see this low right here hold, then this stock should continue to move higher. And this chart pattern is very similar to what we saw on the Bitcoin chart, where we had these lows, and then we had this low here, and then we put in a higher low over here. So if we just go back tomorrow, um, really this is that second low we saw, that big spike down on Bitcoin, which was a lower low than this previous low. So we are looking to put in a higher low to confirm this uptrend. Another stock we can take a look at is Riot. This is another Bitcoin miner, and again, this chart is very similar to Mara. Nevertheless, we do have a lower low than the previous low, so currently we are in a downtrend on this stock here over the short term. That is the past several weeks and months. But nevertheless, if we do zoom out, uh, this is the second higher low for this stock. You can see back here in 2022 where we had these lows. And since then, we have now officially put in a second higher low. And this trend line right here actually goes back, way back to the previous peaks. And that has been acting as support here. So it does look like Riot is sitting in for a nice little bounce. If we can reclaim this 768 area, then I think that would be good. So it would be good to see if we can hold this area. I do think this is a good spot entry for this stock for the next 6 to 12 months. Granted that the overall markets continue to go up. And so I have a couple levels here for this stock. And what I did is I pulled a Fibonacci off this low to this high. And that gave me these levels here. And we know that generally one of these levels tend to hold. If the stock is doing well, then you'll typically see the 382 hold. And then you have the 618, which is the golden pocket, which typically does hold, but the next level down, if that does not, is the 768. And so this stock has been really oversold here over the past few months. So that means it could do very well. And I do suspect that this stock will get back up to these highs and possibly go much higher. So that could be a very good return for this stock, but I would take profit along the way on a stock such as this. If you're interested in buying stocks, commodities, or crypto, you can do so with Robinhood. Right now, Robinhood offers a 1% boost plus 8 times the national savings rate. They also allow you to begin building your portfolio with just as little as $1, and they allow you to invest in stocks, options, ETFs, and trade commission free. They also allow you to invest in crypto such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, and Doge, as well as gold. So if you're interested, there is a link down below. And guys, feel free to drop a comment if you have any questions about this content or about investing. I have been investing for over 20 years and I have been trading full time now for a couple of years. Um, but nevertheless, drop your questions. Feel free to ask because the markets and stocks has been something that I have studied for a very long time. And so I will try to give you all my best answers. But of course, this is not financial advice. You do need to make your own decisions. All right, guys, let's get into Bitcoin and discuss what is going on there. Uh, saw this post on X this morning. Michael Saylor, uh, MicroStrategy has just acquired another 18,300 Bitcoin for $1.11 billion at 60,408 per Bitcoin, and has archived a Bitcoin yield of 4.4% or 17% year to date as of 9/12. So this was as of yesterday. They now hold 244,000 Bitcoin. So Michael Saylor just keeps buying Bitcoin. Another thing I wanted to point out is this cup and handle pattern here. Well, I guess that is not going to allow me to open that, but basically this cup and handle is what we are seeing here for Bitcoin on the weekly. And so I just wanted to point this out because I thought this was pretty interesting. This is something I brought up a while back, but I haven't really looked at this specific chart here for a while. I updated this chart just a little bit, but this is on the weekly. You can see that the RSIs are at the bottom side over here, meaning oversold conditions. Everyone has been leaving crypto, getting bored, and basically this is where we hit those all-time highs around 74,000, and we just continue now to put in a series of lower highs and lower lows until recently, really until about a week ago, where we officially put in a higher low now. And so these are those lows that I was talking about when we were looking at Mara. Mara is here putting in that lower low, but you know, some of those higher risk assets do tend to lag behind. So that's something to keep in mind. But it's interesting to see that this pattern continues to repeat. This is very similar to what we've seen for stocks as well, where we have recently put in a higher low now on the stock market. And if we take a look at this cup and handle pattern, and you just take a measurement from the bottom to the neckline on this cup here, and we place that up here where you can see that that gives Bitcoin a price target of $114,000. So that is pretty interesting. I do suspect that Bitcoin will break six figures potentially by the end of the year. I do think we do make all-time highs this fall. I think that is coming very soon. Of course, that is just my opinion, so take that with a grain of salt. But I do think we are moving higher, but the main reason why is we did put in that higher low. And if we take a look at the total 3 market cap, which is everything minus Bitcoin and Ethereum, well, you see a similar trend. This is 4-hour chart on total 3. We were in a downtrend. We broke through that, retested that trend, and have been moving upwards ever since here in the past couple of days. So it looks like some of these altcoins are really wanting to start taking off, and we have a little inverse head and shoulders pattern here, which gives us, if we take a measurement from the head to the neckline and put that up here, that the total market cap could potentially get back above this blue line here. And if that holds, well, then I do think we are definitely going to become very bullish on the crypto market later this fall. We may bounce off this line and retest it a few times, but nevertheless, right now there's not a lot of resistance, so it does look like a lot of these altcoins are starting to wake up. We have Ethereum sitting at 2411. Ethereum has been one of the weaker big altcoins here in the past several weeks. Nevertheless, this is the weekly chart, and what I wanted to point out on this chart is that we have basically just officially put in a third low here off this trend line. So I suspect that this 618 here is going to hold. It looks like it's trying to. This is on weekly oversold on the RSIs, and if we start to see a turn here for Bitcoin, I do think you are going to start to see these altcoins really wake up, and I do think that Ethereum is undervalued. We got a lot of hype about the ETF spot ETF launch earlier this year. Back here, of course, this earlier rally was from the end of last year, but yeah, nevertheless, we got a big spike up, and that just didn't play out. It was summertime. Summer is dull for crypto, and so I think that's why Ethereum lost that level. But I would like to see Ethereum get back up and get back above this $2,900 to $3,000. I do think that would be good for Ethereum, and I do think that Ethereum will go back up and retest these all-time highs before breaking out. Another coin we can look at is Avalanche, uh, ticker symbol AVAX USD, and right now that is sitting at $24.61. And the reason I wanted to point this one out, well, there's a couple reasons. Number one, we had this downward sloping trend line here all summer. We finally broke out of that, retested that, which held, and now we are starting to put in a series of higher lows. Once again, we have these three lows here that we're looking at. We are putting in lower highs and lower lows pretty much all summer until the end of, or until last month really, when we got that carry trade flush out in the markets. But since then, we have been putting in higher lows. And if you take a look at this trend line, this was the low back here in October for Avalanche. Let me just zoom out to confirm that. Yes, that was the low. So basically, we are now getting our second touch on this altcoin. So some of these altcoins have really come down a lot. If we just take a measurement on this, this is down, right now, if you just take it to here, it's 62% down to the bottom wick, 73%. So a lot of these altcoins have really been beaten down. And so I just wanted to point this out because typically whenever we do confirm that second higher low, this is a great spot entry for anyone looking to hold some of these altcoins uh, through this crypto cycle. If you're not familiar with it, check it out. But the 4-year cycle, I do believe, is still intact. And so really, I'm looking to accumulate these coins just to hold them throughout this cycle. I will be taking profit along the way and selling uh, whenever we get higher prices and move back up. We do have our take profit zone up here around 51 to $58. Of course, this is just a midterm take profit. I think you could see this potentially hit here in the coming weeks and months. And I do think some of these coins go much higher than that. If you just zoom out, you'll see that this coin was much higher previously, so it's got a lot of room to run. Another coin is Chainlink, sitting at $11.31. Excuse me, guys. Got a tickle in my throat. But I just wanted to point out we have this downward sloping trend line, similar to what we saw on Avalanche, and we are just starting to break out of that. So it looks like this coin could go back up and retest this 1225 area, 1230. Possibly, it looks like probably will happen maybe this weekend. Um, and it could pull back. I would like to see a lot of times these coins do pull back to trend to just retest that area before moving higher. So that's something to keep in mind. And again, a series of higher lows. Another coin is GRT. So again, downward sloping trend line just breaking out. You really got to zoom in here. But this is at 14 cents, 0.1481. And so one thing I did want to point out here is I did have this smaller chart here. And when we had this on the 4-hour, there is actually a little inverse head and shoulders here, indicating that this was probably going to break out. I pointed that out here a couple of days ago that I thought we were going to see that breakout, and sure enough, we got it. So GRT has a lot of room to run. And just to retest, this next area of support would bring it up to around 20 cents. So that would be like almost a 50% gain here, and that could happen in just a couple of days. If you are interested in buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, Avalanche, Chainlink, GRT, you can do so at iTrust Capital. iTrust Capital allows you to buy, sell, and trade crypto, gold, and silver 24/7 in a low cost, no monthly fee, tax advantage IRA. The reason I like IRAs is because when you are trading crypto, you are going to get taxed on those gains, and capital gains tax is expensive. And so if you uh, trade, or even if you just buy and hold in one of these accounts, you're looking to hold for, say, the next couple of years. Whenever you do sell, of course, you could be taxed on those gains. And if you do that within an IRA, then you will defer those taxes until retirement. Uh, iTrust Capital has over 5,000 plus 5-star reviews on Google. I use iTrust Capital, so if you're interested, there is a link down below. And what I do like about iTrust as well is they allow you to roll over a portion or all of your 401k or IRA. All right, guys, be sure to go follow me over on X at mindofthefinancier. I am Mind of the Financier on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, so you can follow me there as well. But over here on X, I post anything that I see that has to do with stocks, commodities, and crypto. So anyway, guys, I hope you all have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Until next time, take care, be legendary, and peace